Are you already finished cooking? Even though everything you mentioned was in Tighnari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the Academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives.
So why does this incense...
The ingredients used to make spirit borneo primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special... Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally... Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was she sensitive to the smell of those...
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, she could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of spirit borneo would cause adverse effects. Not to worry though, it appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques...
Whew. Well, that's...
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect...
Whoa! You're really serious?
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their which is why I must... If only my perception wasn't so limited. I am currently in the stage of training. Sages have said that Irminsul contains... That's why we meditate.
Whoa!
Of course I do. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the god of wisdom herself.
What's so strange about that?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Huh. Is that...
Yes, well, to an extent. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, the fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the Academia. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you...
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw when she connected with Irminsul?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw... World... If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me. There's no need to be thanking me.
Now that we know Hypatia is all...
Heading out, I see? If there's anything else you'd ever like to ask about, you know where to find me. Even though that little neighbor of mine was able to induce a state of dreaming, I doubt they were able to control the actual contents of the dream. The end of your dream seemed quite terrifying. Perhaps there's something that's troubling you deep inside? Not to worry, though. As someone from Sumeru who cannot dream, I needn't ever worry about nightmares. But lately, I've started to feel that I'm somehow missing something without dreams. It's a little hard to explain. Heading out, I see? If there's anything... Sumeru researchers use Spiritborn Ale to assist them in connecting with Irminsul to extract knowledge from it. Though the process can be risky, we believe that the knowledge gained is worth it. Unfortunately, I cannot help you understand your dream. At least not yet. I'm still learning how to attune to the depths of Irminsul myself. I hope that I'll be able to ascend past Satyavada life and gain deeper insights. Heading out, I see? If there's anything... I've heard local children here in the rainforest speaking of fairy-like creatures. But I'm from Sumeru City, and have never heard of such things when I was a child. Perhaps this is because I had a very strict upbringing. My parents would seldom allow me to play with other children. I doubt they'd ever believe me if I told them about my little neighbor out here. And speaking of my little neighbor, I think they can somehow sense when Tighnari is coming to visit me. I've noticed on several occasions that as they're playing under the trees, they'll suddenly tense up and scamper away for no apparent reason. Shortly after they do this, Tighnari always shows up here. Perhaps I should ask Tighnari about this the next time I see him. Heading out, I see? If there's anything else, take care.
Taking a stroll in the middle of a downpour certainly rouses the spirit. But it's best to dry your clothes as soon as possible after the rain stops.
Think about it, Tighnari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand. I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work, as Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding—
Keep your emotions in check, Ghulam. Let's at least listen—
Sage Kage, I am truly honored. I am merely a forest watcher. How could—
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
I see. Huh. And I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tighnari, your master is an integral part—
And what exactly does my master need?
You'll know once you've arrived.
And how long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite answer as of now.
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter to my master? If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Tighnari, but you—
So be it. Come, Ghulam, we're leaving.
Tighnari, what was...
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with... But all that can wait. How did the...
It was quite the eventful trip.
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer. I assume you will be heading to Sumeru City, correct?
That's right! We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusa.
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't...
Well, do you at least...
Let me think. How about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Immort. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy for you.
Oh?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Some say that, needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise. So...
Great! Next up, Sumeru's... That's right! Tainari, we have...
Yes, she's doing much better. She knew you two would be leaving soon.
Thanks, Tainari.
Farewell. Kale is waiting at the northmost crossing of... Don't you worry about Kale. Kale is waiting at the northmost crossing of... It seems there's a major project underway at the But I can't afford to leave Gandharvaville now. Things are not going well here in the rainforest, and Kale needs someone to watch over her. Besides, I was never one for all the pomp and circumstance of life at the Academia. Given that my master hasn't come to give me an earful personally, tells me that my presence is not as sorely needed as they make it out to be. In fact, the letter he sent to me was uncharacteristically polite. Kale is waiting at the northmost crossing of Gandhar. Farewell, traveler.
Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City.
Don't worry about me. And, I'm sorry. But I guess now I understand that the most important thing...
There's no need to apologize, Kale. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Oh?
It's my recipe for pita pockets.
Yay! Thanks, Kale.
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your Well then, I, Trainee Force... I hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru City and get to meet the Dendro Archon there. I'm much better now. I'll be back on patrol again starting tomorrow. Even though I'm not quite ready to help Master clear the Withering Zones yet, there are still plenty of other tasks for me to handle. Oh, and Traveler, if you ever see Amber again during your travels, please don't mention my illness to her. Amber knows about my case of Elazar and what's happened in my past. But I haven't told her about my condition getting worse. I guess I just don't want her to worry about me.
All right, we understand.
I hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru City and get to meet the... Kinda hard to believe. His culinary techniques are very polished, but his taste is a little... unusual. It's not really his fault, though. He just has a sensitive tongue and nose, so he prefers much lighter flavors. The last time I went a little too heavy on the spices for my pita pockets, Master started having a sneezing fit. Of course, I never heard the end of it after that. I hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru City, and see you later!
Clear weather all around brightens the heart. One with nature.
No touching!
Time to go. Time to go.
Sumeru City! Oh, did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their head...
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because there's currently no information on it. But no need to worry. That won't prevent you from entering the city. Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha. After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, as long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need. I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, this policy was recently changed. Here are your Akasha terminals. To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the follow.
Oh, says this little dude. May the... Whoa! Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is...
Exactly. That is... And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Okay, now that we're in, we... Okay, next, let's concentrate. Oh, come on! Ugh, Paimon's brain is exhausted. Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it? You too? Uh-oh. Paimon's getting all... Huh. Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru? He's from Sumeru. Let's see. Tainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope. Oh, it's not far from the city's gate. Let's head up. Hello, are you Rohawi?
Yes, that's me.
Great. You see,
What? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure.
Here, this is a letter.
Oh, let me see. Oh, seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information. So,
We want to meet with Lessalor.
you mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? Sorry.
What? You too? But what about...
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need for me to know more about the Dendro Archon. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's...
Huh. Didn't expect her to be...
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
Aw, but...
No need to worry just yet, And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not in this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, and things you can never Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year. Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6 great sages, come find me. Hey, come on. This is a
Oh. So what do we do now? Even if we want? Huh? Like who? Oh, you're right!
Anything else you'd like to ask about? Sage is the highest rank for an academia researcher. Since the institution's founding, each of the 6 great sages represent the finest mind and leader of their respective darshan. One grand sage is chosen from among the 6 sages to serve as the head of the academia. The current one is Sage Azar of the Ratawahist darshan. Since ancient times, the sages have contributed immensely to Sumeru. The widespread usage of the Akasha is thanks to their hard work. Anything else you'd like to ask about? I just knew you'd be curious about that. Although the 6 darshans conduct research in different disciplines, their sages frequently interact with one another when managing academia affairs. In the Immorta, our leader is Sage Nafis. His temper is legendary. We researchers are terrified of him, and even the Grand Sage gives him some leeway. He hasn't shown his face lately, though. Rumor has it that he's currently involved with some major project. Anything else you'd like to ask about? See ya.
Ad Astra Abyssal.
Catherine, we
Understood. The adventure...
want to meet with Lesser Lord...
You two wish to meet with Sumeru. I apologize, but I am
Aww.
Please do not worry. In Sumeru, the adventure they take on various... An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating...
Corps of 30?
Supposedly, they are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception. Asphalt, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations. If you'd like to get in contact with him, you're welcome.
All right, off to the Citadel of Razor we go!
Ad Astra...
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you two.
It's nice to meet you, Osfon.
I see. So, Catherine. It's true that the Eremites network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the Dendro Archon.
Wait, seriously?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious. We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out them. It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most in Sumeru.
Oh? What?
Just take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although they believe in gods, most of them only care for the late Greater Lord Rugurdevada. In their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the... Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar with Greater Lord Rugurdevada and hold her in greater esteem. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance, and the Academia never announced...
Really? Aw.
But who knows? We're all just...
All right. Well... Seems Osfond was right about most people's attitudes here. Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least one
You two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself.
Whoa, really?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro. Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, panicked by what he heard, the man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him. The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. However, he still couldn't find... In despair, he thought, alas.
Okay,
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, at that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact... Oh, Archons, along your journey, we were in...
Yeah, thanks for the story.
In a way. It's...
Dunyarzad, since you were...
Of course. I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now. Let's chat another day.
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened? It looks like they're searching for someone. This stinks! Wait,
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple...
did she have...
Yes, that's her.
Yeah, she...
Quick, after her!
You might have been lung.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
You can relax now.
Really? Thank you so much. Uh-oh, looks like...
Huh? What?
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. Okay, sounds good.
All right, let's...
Just take my word for it. The sight of shiny jewels always
Chip!
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait! Stand down, Dia!
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago.
I see. In that case, you two should
Wait a sec! Who the heck?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so...
And if I refuse?
It'd be easier for the both of us if...
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she'd...
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my...
How much?
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double? A triple?
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but that's why I'm here looking for... And knowing your health...
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits, and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, and I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. I still won't accept reality, and every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me because she saved me. Though this is my life, and
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now?
Yes, I'm sure.
Fine, I won't ask, but let me make something very...
Thank you, Dia.
Don't worry about it, my lady. I did say that I like Mora. Besides, that's our neck. Today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone to cover you for when you're out and about. So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of what your father...
Okay, deal.
Yay! Let's...
I'm fine, really.
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern.
I'm sorry for worrying you two.
Sure!
Well, your perspective...
Ha! Well, if it isn't... Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard.
Nah, you get used to it. How about him?
You got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homea...
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a... but please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Yeah, we're...
How about our coconut charcoal cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers over there...
They look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass. What do you have? Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived, and almost...
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I...
Huh?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. At that moment, an ethereal...
Dunyarzad, don't be... Huh? Who are you? Really? Of course. Wow. Dunyarzad. What? Huh? But... Oh. Then...
After that, the voice, although my body was suffering during those days, beyond my window was the flourishing. Once I finally made it through that bout, but I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, if it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. I've been hoping...
What?
It's Lesser Lord... It's actually an old holiday that I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. But because of the Academia's influence, the Academia maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death. so they're reluctant to celebrate it.
Aw, but that's awful.
It is. Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly protecting us for the past few hundred years?
Just remember that we're still out in.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zero's Fest, but recently, I made a friend there who also. I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival.
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu?
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face.
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared, so I had Nilu sell one of my skirts. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today.
Sure, that's quite the trip, though. I'll carry you.
No, that would be too much, even for you.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows?
But of course, Nilu will be thrilled. Sorry I'm late, Nilu.
Oh, Dunyarzad. It was taking you. Uh-oh. But if Dia's here, that means you got caught.
You could say that. Oh, meet the Traveler and Paimon.
So you're followers from another land? That's wonderful. You two absolutely mustn't miss. By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already.
You're very welcome. It's the only thing I could do.
Probably? But don't sweat it.
Welcome. Get your spices here. We've got all kinds. So great about spice now. Toys, Get your spices here. We've got all kinds.
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy.
Spices here. We've got all kinds.
Wow! This place is amazing!
Not bad. Huh. Last time I was here, the stairs were full of holes.
The stairs were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. Mr. Zubair was worried, so we reported it to the academia many times, but they never sent anyone to deal with it. We didn't want anything bad happening, so
Oh, probably because it was the theater asking.
the academia looks down on performers like us. They probably think it would be best if the theater closed down completely. We can't let that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved in the theater go hungry, but then we wouldn't be able to hold the Sub-Zero. Thank the Dendro Archon for Dunyarzad. But the more she gave us, we hired someone to patch up the tree, and we also gave the stage a much-needed makeover. The stage is going to be even prettier when it...
And I can't wait to see you on the
Nilu, what are you?
She'll be dancing the dance of Sub-Zeros, the most important performance at the Sub-Zeros Festival.
Dunyarzad, have you told...
I only told them about the Greater Lord and Lesser Lord so far.
Okay. Then according to legend, the Sub-Zeros Festival was originally the Goddess of Flowers' birthday celebration a long, long time ago. On one of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthdays, her friends, some of the gods got drunk. One started playing music, and the Greater Lord started singing, so the Goddess of Flowers began to dance. As she danced upon the grass, countless beautiful parisaras began to bloom wherever she stepped. Those brilliant purple flowers became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored, "Oh, if..." Of course they did. Although they aren't around anymore, they're preserved in our tradition of dance. The South, though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still...
Nilu, you of all people.
They symbolize...
Yeah.
Thinking about the god... If my stage were anything like that...
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for her birthday. It'll be a good opportunity.
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea! Of course Paimon wants to watch!
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zeros Festival together?
Dunyarzad, let me show you what everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves Lesser Lord Kusanali.
In that case, we'll take a look around.
Whoa! What's with your yellow hair? Did you know that the Sub-Zeros Festival is about to happen? There'll be loads of fun things to do at the festival. But the best part is when Ferris...
Huh. Revamping the stage for the festival couldn't have been easy, that's for sure. I bet this year's I don't know much about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that the residents here have a penchant for song and dance. Two things that the academia doesn't particularly approve of. Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. The fragrances are longer lasting and they're gentler on your skin. I mean...
Things are really shaping up, and there's a buzz around. Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumeru City has the best of everything. Some festival snacks are only offered here in the Grand Bazaar. And when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the Grand Bazaar's got the best of the best.
Huh. Revamp. I don't know much. Oh, and the perfumes. I mean,
dancing at the sub. As a child, I even asked my grandmother why. My grandmother said that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved deity and honored by all. And Lesser Lord Kusanali is too. If the goddess of flowers ever knew Lesser Lord Kusanali, then she would certainly have wished to be her friend and hold celebrations for her too. The Sumeru's festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That is, until a wealthy benefactor stepped in this year and brought the festival back to life. I heard she forked out a lot of mora to make it all happen.
Is there no future for me?
Nilu, your outfit looks amazing.
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz to my dress for the festival. See?
Wow, did you?
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes. Did you know that Mr. Zubair not only can make costumes, but props too? I've noticed that you can't keep your eyes off that crown over there. Would you like to try it on?
May I?
Of course. The legends...
Hey! Is that who Paimon thinks it is? It looks like... Catherine! Huh. Come to think of it, Paimon's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild. This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break. Hey, Catherine!
Oh, hey! It's the Trop...
Whoa. Break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual.
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild doesn't... But saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get... But take you two, for example.
Well, we enjoy traveling across Teyvat and all that, but we're mainly looking for
Yes, you should keep searching.
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently?
No, not particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the recent atmosphere here. If festivals bring happiness to everyone, then that's where their true value lies. Oh, it looks...
All right, we'll see you next time at the event.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here.
There's something...
Hey, traveler.
Oh, hey, Dia.
I've got something to tell ya. My lady knows you're looking for ways to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali, and
Are you serious?
it might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. My lady is feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu's found a place for her to rest. After it...
Sounds like a Let's head over to the Citadel of Rexar and wait for Dia.
Sorry, I'm late. It took some convincing for the master and mistress to believe that Miss Dunyarzad was only sitting in the port for a while because she was in a bad mood. Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyarzad that happy in a long time. If it wasn't for you two, she probably would have been caught and dragged back much earlier.
You sure sound a whole lot nicer than when we first met.
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard, and I work for whoever's paying.
Look,
Listen, I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see if... Oh, hey, Chief.
Ha, Dia! What are you doing here? And well, didn't expect to see you three together.
I take it you all know each other already?
Mm-hmm. We met this morning after the Adventurers Guild pointed us to Ozfon for more info.
No kidding. Huh. So, where's Ruksha? I thought I'd help these two out by asking about the theft. Anything you can tell him?
Ruksha's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered Sumeru City to begin bolstering its defenses, so people from all over have been called back to the city. Since you've already mentioned the theft, I suppose I might as well tell him what we know.
Appreciate it, Chief.
Theft?
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon. This case might just somehow help you in meeting her.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you ask me, let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru village. The Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch the Matra, but also enlisted our help in the search for leads. All we know so far is that whatever was stolen is currently in Port Ormos.
You two have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's the largest commercial port in all of Sumeru. You can travel there by leaving Sumeru City and heading south along the river. The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back, meaning the population's also a mixed bag. You never know who you'll meet there.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha, knowledge, and even the gods. If you're interested, maybe you could head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want my advice, try introducing yourselves as students.
Are you serious, Chief? All the Academia students are in Sumeru's...
If you're also interested.
Count me out. I've got plenty. And take it from me. If you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you'd best watch your backs. Let's just say that the Eremites there aren't nearly as friendly as those here in Sumeru City. There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Read."
You bet they are. The Scarlet King's been dead for thousands of years. Now they start spreading rumors of his return. Ridiculous.
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandoned their homes in the wilderness still wish to have a god of their own. Well, Traveler, that's about all the information we have for you.
Thanks, Dia! And you too, Ozfond! Since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumeru City, let's head to Port Ormos and see what we can find next.
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zeru's Festival. Good. Then we'll see you both...
Military supplies for Follow the wind.